Yo guys, this is a video from the Enhanced Superman. Obviously, you know who I am, Matt Blaze, head coach and owner of the Superhero Physique Academy. This is going to be a video about a client. It's going to be anonymous for the reason that I'm going to slightly discuss some performance enhancing drugs.
It's all about humanity.
Specifically discussing the fact he used to use them. He doesn't use them right now that I am coaching him. Not going to drop the name in, as I said, because I want to allow anonymity. He's not somebody that wants to keep it completely secret, but it's not me to throw it out there and tell everyone what's what. This particular client has, in the past, just done what lots of people do, which is go, right, I want to build some muscle. I'm going to get me a cycle, slap it into me and see what happens. Did that, threw a boatload in there. He'd done a little bit of research before, so it wasn't just like, what's in this needle I'm going to put into my butt. But his training, his food, his water, his sleep, all those important things that are way more important than jumping onto the special sauce were not in place. So, like, I've seen pictures of him when he was on. He definitely looked like he lifted. Recently enough, like the last week or two, we've noticed, because he noticed it and sent me a message about it and said, I am now bigger than I was when I was on steroids. So it's not me saying steroids don't work. I'm not a crackhead. They work. Don't get me wrong. That's why so many people use them. That's why athletes risk careers to try them and get away with them. Actors use them to get into incredible shape. People use them to treat medical conditions. Endless list. You know they fucking work. But nothing works if you don't. That's a cheesy line, but it's a fact. You could be taking every compound you can think of. You will gain some muscle. That's a fact. There's studies on it. People have taken boatloads of just pure anabolics and done no extra training, no extra food, just continue on their normal day. There is data to suggest that you will just gain muscle if you're on exogenous amounts of testosterone. But it's never going to be as advantageous as if your training, your food, your sleep, your supplementation, your hydration, every other thing is perfect. Compared to nothing is perfect, you just take drugs, you're going to look better with everything perfect. Obviously, my name is the Enhanced Superman. I'm not anti-performance enhancement. But you've got to have everything in place first. I also have had a couple of DMs recently of people asking my opinion on what they should be taking or what they shouldn't be taking. I'm not a doctor, so I can't legally tell you what to do. I can suggest that unless you can tell me the last 12 months, you've not missed a training session, you've not missed a meal, you've not I didn't realize phone calls could interrupt my recordings, but here we go. So as I was saying, unless you can tell me you haven't missed a training session, missed a meal, missed an ounce of water for a whole year, what the fuck are you doing jumping on gear? Simple as, if everything else isn't in line first, you are spending money to make your life more complicated, risk your health, and make your fitness journey a lot more complicated, way more complicated than it needs to be. Again, though, I'm not shitting on the use of PEDs. Get on them if you want. I'm all about freedom and liberty. My most basic political views, not to turn this into a political video, is you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want to do as long as you don't hurt somebody else. And that's as simple as that. If everybody lived by that, life would be easy. So when I'm suggesting that you don't use the juice, the sauce, the super serum, that's just my opinion. I think if everything is in line and it's legally obtainable or easily obtainable for you and you know that it's real and it's not going to harm you, have at it, do it. But as a person that's been obsessed with peak physical condition in human beings and animals, not that we use any PEDs in animals, for essentially my entire life, I'm telling you now, if your entire fitness toolbox, let's call it, is not in order, don't throw extra tools into that box until everything's correct. So off the back of that, I'm not putting out my client's name, but I'm very proud of the fact they've been able to acknowledge that right now they're in a better position than they were when they used anabolics from a physical standpoint. That's not to say that they won't ever go back on. At a certain point, I would really like to get them into a hormone replacement doctor to look at where their hormones are at, because to be realistic, once you've been on once, it's very unlikely your natural production is ever going to be where it was at before you stopped. So at some point, as he gets older, it may be advantageous for him to optimize his hormones to keep, say, testosterone where it should be at. But for now, it's pretty cool to know that he doesn't have to do that. So it's not a factor of something I need to worry about in the back of my head regarding a client's health. So takeaway is stay natural unless you can make money off it and everything else is in place.